Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do your August the 23rd just for today in a meditation. I hope you're doing well this morning. I'm still in the middle of the ocean, headed to Cayman Islands. Looking forward to that. And hopefully, you will be listening to this because the connection will be better today. August 23rd, decision making. Before we got clean, most of our actions were guided by impulse. Today, we are not locked into this type of thinking. That comes from the basic text, page 90. Life is a series of decisions, actions, and consequences. When we were using, our decisions were usually driven by our disease, resulting in self destructive actions and dire consequences. We came to see decision making as a rigged game, one we should play as little as possible. Given that, many of us have great difficulty learning to make decisions in recovery. Slowly, by working the 12 steps, we gain practice in making healthy decisions, ones that give positive results. Where our disease once affected our will and our lives, we ask our higher power to care for us. We inventory our values and our actions, check our findings with someone we trust, and ask the God of our understanding to remove our shortcomings. In working the steps, we gain freedom from the influence of our disease, and we learn principles of decision making that can guide us in all our affairs. Today, our decisions and their consequences need not be influenced by our disease. Our faith gives us the courage and direction to make good decisions and the strength to act on them. The result of that kind of decision making is a life worth living. Just for today, I will use the principles of the 12 steps to make healthy decisions. I will ask my higher power for the strength to act on those decisions. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you, God. Grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. So, we're talking about decision making today. And we remember that as we were using our active using lifestyle, rather, we made decisions kind of on the fly, and most of our decisions were manipulative. They served a purpose, which meant that we just manipulated people into doing what we wanted them to do so that we could continue our using. Most of our unhealthy decisions were made during that time period. Now, as we're cleaning up, and I'm sure you'll agree, we don't always make the best decisions, but most of them are a lot healthier than the ones that we used to make. Now, I'm going to highlight what I think is important here because I think it's very helpful for you to see this again. It says, slowly, by working the 12 steps, we gain practice in making decisions, ones that give positive results. So for every action, there's a reaction. That's what I believe. I believe if you put an apple seed in the ground, you're going to reap an apple tree, not an orange tree, right? So for every action, there's a reaction. For every unhealthy decision, are negative results, period. Even if they appear to be positive results, at the end of the day, when the inventory is being taken of that unhealthy decision that you made, there will be a negative outcome. Most of the time, that negative outcome looked like people not trusting us, a relationship that ended, maybe even a life that was lost due to an unhealthy decision. For instance, like drinking and driving. We all know that we're not supposed to do it, but many of us did it. A lot of us had to serve time in jail or lost our license or have to blow into a breathalyzer today as a direct result of that unhealthy decision, right? But in the midst of it, it seemed like it was okay. Even though the decision was unhealthy, We got to our destination. We partied the way we wanted to do. Maybe we got to see that cutie pie that we thought was just so cute and irresistible at the club. But at the end of the day, it wasn't a positive result. It was a negative outcome. Well, the meditation is emphasizing today that when we gain practice in making healthy decisions, ones that give positive results, right? That is a process. So hopefully today we're making healthier decisions. Now, I have made some very unhealthy decisions in recovery, but I actually, and I wouldn't even say I was just clean, right? I had some recovery, but things would continue to pull me. Oh, I can do this one more time. I can get away with this one more time, right? I can cheat one more time. I can lie one more time. But at the end of the day, when I looked at myself in the mirror, I was not okay with me. That would equate to a negative result. Today, we don't do that. Today, we have an opportunity, thank goodness, as a result of being in Narcotics Anonymous. And I give Narcotics Anonymous a lot of appreciation and respect because it was Narcotics Anonymous that led me back into the third step, back into choosing a God of my own understanding, one that was loving and caring and not punishing, one that was forgiving and kind and not always keeping track of all of the wrongs that I did, right? So I thank Narcotics Anonymous for that much. And so today, when I make a decision, I try to take my time making the decision to make sure that it's not going to be something that I regret. And I want you to do the same. I want you to go back and look at the course of the last few days. And with the 12 steps in mind, have you been making healthy decisions? Then you should be having positive outcomes. Just as I said that you can make unhealthy decisions, they look like the outcome is good, but at the end of the day, it's a negative. The opposite is true. You can make a healthy decision, and in the midst of it, it looks terribly uncomfortable, but the outcome should prove to be positive. Let me give you a quick example, and then I'm going to let you go. Okay, I have high blood pressure, right? A healthy decision for me is to not use things that are high in sodium, right? Not using a lot of salt, not cooking with a lot of things that are loaded heavy with sodium, okay? That's a healthy decision. I make that decision not to do that. This is a real life example, but very quick. Now, someone gives me some vegetables, let's say fried corn and a steak. I don't like the way they taste because they're too bland. I'm used to putting salt on both of those. I make my way through that whole meal without adding salt. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it, and it seems tasteless. If someone was to ask me, oh, was that good? I would probably say, I needed a little bit more seasoning, right? But I refrain from using table salt on that food. Then when I go to the doctor later, the doctor says, your blood pressure is looking great. What are you doing? I am considering taking you off your high blood pressure medicine. You know why? That's a good result that I still had to be uncomfortable with in the middle of it, right? But I made a healthy decision, right? It's because I've practiced making healthy decisions and being able to endure the uncomfortability so that I can have the good result, right? That's just a quick example that I want to leave you with today. So go back over the course of the last few days and see if you can say what the just for today ends with. I will use principles of the 12 steps to make healthy decisions. I will ask my higher power for the strength to act on those decisions. Now, if you're doing that, I would say you're in good shape. If you're not doing that, I'm not going to say you're in bad shape. It's just that you need some more practice. So practice. I've enjoyed talking to you today. My name is Mighty Stream, and I want for you to have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to talk to you soon.